Our staff won't let you down. We want to win. Make no mistake about it.
Texas is coming to Fayetteville. He's never made a fair catch signal. He's gone. We're down the sideline. This will be a touchdown.
Picked off again. The fifth of the night for the Spartans, and you can close the book on this night for Arkansas.
45-19, Western Kentucky beats Arkansas.
Go Hogs.
Yes, sir. Game over. The Bulldogs storm into Fayetteville on homecoming weekend and spoil the party.
To be honest with you, I didn't know what to do. I didn't make the decision fast enough.
The screen to Jalen Brown, and he's wrapped up over the ball, and it's recovered by offense.
After review, the runner fumbled the ball prior to being down by one.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
All right, so a little backstory on what we do before the show. Set the end of the rundown, and in the open, I just titled, Colton, I want you to come up with the worst football moments since 2012. And he titled it, The Compilation of Death. Does that accurately depict what you felt like you've been through since 2012? There have been some good moments. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you that there hasn't, but I think he summed it up pretty good.
So what are you driving
at?
Well,
what I'm driving at is that enough is enough, right? So we're going to get into Matt Jones and Christina Long's stories on Whole Hog Sports in just a bit. And I think as a fan, hopefully as the athletics director and anyone else that's involved with the football program at the University of Arkansas is sick and tired of being the new Vanderbilt of the Southeastern Conference. And that's what you are. Is there anyone that's going to deny that? And I'm not talking about the good Vanderbilt, the one that just went 10-plus regular season games and has a Heisman Trophy runner-up. Like, you're trying to get to the point where you're out of that hellhole that you've been since 2012.
Okay, and again, are we driving at the money that's now become available, and how that is a first step in the right direction? Because as we've seen with Kentucky basketball this year, you can't just always throw money at a problem and come up with the right solution.
That is
come up with the result you intend.
Yeah, that's the hope.
Not the word. The result you're looking for.
The hope is that Hunter Yurchak, Chancellor Robinson, anyone else that's involved with this, the Board of Trustees are good stewards with the money that they are fundraising, adding on to cost in various different ways. You could argue that hasn't necessarily been the case for a decade and a half now. Hopefully that changes. What I'm driving at is the Board of Trustees, Hunter Yurchak, Chancellor Robinson, at least from an optics standpoint, saying, hey, we've got to get in line from a money standpoint so we can compete in the SEC. And you brought up something I was going to bring up with Kentucky. Just because you have the most money doesn't mean you're going to win or even compete to be the best in all of college football. But if you look at Ohio State 2 years ago, I know Indiana was kind of the outlier in this. They had the most expensive, or perceived to be the most expensive roster in all of college football. So I'm going to defer to you on this from the I've read both these 3 times. I have some thoughts, but you're the money guy, you're the finance guy, so just grip it and rip it from those 2 stories yesterday.
I still don't think we know exactly how the money's going to – I mean, we know what the money can't be spent on, and that's NIL. Chancellor Robinson has till March to present a plan back to the board on kind of the finer points and details of this. But this did not pass unanimously, 7-3, and I thought it was interesting that – 2 of the 3 that voted against this measure on the board, one's a former player in Steve Cox, and Ted Crass is the wasn't Ted Crass.
Kevin Crass.
Kevin wasn't he wasn't one that voted against it, I don't believe.
Yeah,
did he vote against it? Their opposition was they didn't even see this plan until yesterday morning before the meeting.
I think it was Crass, Deere, and then Cox.
So
right.
It tells me that I don't want to say willy-nilly is not the right word, but if your board of trustees who determine, in large part whether you work there or not in these 7-figure jobs that the chancellor and the AD have, you would think you'd have the plan in their hands way before this meeting. And I wish they'd have maybe given them more time to study this. So, because I want a united front behind this.
And here's what I didn't understand.
I didn't understand that part.
Obviously, you don't. So the AD, the chancellor, and the board of trustees hadn't seen it. So who came up with this resolution? That wasn't included in either Matt or Christina's piece, and that's what I don't understand. It's
it's pretty easy to see who's coming up, and your athletic director has to get the credit for getting this in front of the board of trustees and getting.
But he's saying he hadn't. That was the thing, Tommy. Yurachek and Robinson both said they hadn't seen it yet. That's what I'm getting at. Or he lied, or he didn't. That's what I'm asking.
Well, it was presented. Who was the? Let me go back to their article and quote here from the article that Matt and Christina put out, because one of the board of trustees, I believe it was Ted Dickey. Yeah, and this was a virtual meeting. This was not an in-person meeting, and I think the feel of these, we all know Zoom meetings are not the same as having an in-person meeting. The discussion, all those things, is not the same.
I think 4 of them were in Little Rock, and the others were on virtual. Correct.
Trustee Ted Dickey, and I'm quoting from the article at Whole Hog Sports, provided the three-pronged resolution that requires the university to give up annual transfer from the athletics department to the campus, which was an average of $4.5 million. So at the end of the fiscal year, the athletic department's been giving the university about $4 million a year. That will go away. And so that's one of the 3 prongs. And then the other part of it asks Hunter Yurachek and Chancellor Robinson to create a plan for the university to provide $6 million annually and new operating resources to the athletic department, and directs the athletic department to create an additional $5 million annually through either operational efficiencies or revenue. This is all a bunch of nothing right now, because right now all we've done is passed a resolution. Essentially, the only thing with teeth in it is we're not going to require the athletic department to give over the $4.5 million. The athletic department's going to have to create the $5 million, and then they're going to have to figure out how the other $6 million comes from the university to the athletic department. That's how you get to the $15 million. So you're moving money from one pocket, from the right pocket to the left pocket, and that's really the only thing that's been done that you have any substance to so far. Now, it's the first step in the right direction to creating $15 million of new funding. Really, you're creating, and 5 of that's on the athletic department. 4 of it you're just moving, you're retaining instead of handing over to the university, and $6 million is going to come out of the university back to the athletic department. They got to figure out how that's going to work.
I think
it's really nothing's been decided at this point, other than, hey, we're going to do something, which is what the board of trustees has talked about for several meetings now.
And what I don't understand is like the idea that this was supposed to be, I don't know if ready is the right term, but they discussed this in November. 2 months plus months, shouldn't you have the athletic department plan and is
this Ted Dickey's plan, or is this a trustee acting solo, or is this Hunter Yurachek working with one of the trustees to get this done? It appears, based on Hunter Yurachek's comments and the chancellor's comments, that they haven't maybe been working in concert with Ted Dickey. I think the board's in agreement, and everyone's all the principals of the matter are in agreement. Something needs to be done. If you want to be competitive in football, there needs to be more resources. Now, how will the $15 million be spent? I think the first thing through the mind of a fan is that's $15 million we can put into NIL, and that's not what's going to happen with the money. I don't think we understand how the behind the scenes, the recruiting offices and the support staff and the services and the things that Ryan Silverfield needs to bring the program up to middle of the pack in the SEC is woefully behind. We talked to people at SEC Media Days that said, hey, you've got 3 people in your recruiting office getting ready to go to Auburn. Guess what? 3 weeks later, and it was because salaries were about half of what they were at Auburn. So it's things like that have to be brought up to an SEC level where, the hand-to-hand combat and just the warfare of SEC football is driven by money, and it's all about these people in positions you maybe never even heard of. Well, is part of it.
Yeah, the U of A, generating $6 million, I think is easy. We've talked about it. I know Hunter's been asked about it. This is a U of A, not an athletics department fees. Student fees. Students get some of the best seats for the value. Baum Walker, Bud Walton, and Donald W. And like
Students
what
get the
you
Hawk
pay,
in, right? I mean, in baseball.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that for the price you pay, which this past year
They got a
was
great
$175.
Yep.
$175 for season tickets to the 3 major sports. And a lot of times that gets you in pretty much anywhere. And if you have a student ID and it doesn't work or something like that, they're going to let you in anyway. That's just how it works. So, I mean, the $6 million, I did the numbers this morning. You got 34,000 plus undergrads and grads on that campus. Times 200, I should say. That generates over $6.8 million.
Well, I think this will be done through a couple of ways. I don't think a student fee will be the first thing they do. In fact, I'll be surprised because in that conversation, based on the article,
Hunter and Chancellor Robinson have both been outspoken against that.
Yeah, right. So that in the comments they made, a student fee is not something they want to do. Hunter pointed out again that hey, we're one of about 20 institutions that get no state dollars. So I think what will happen is they're going to sit down and pour. Chancellor Robinson and his team will pour over the books, and they'll figure out ways to probably raise $3 million in revenue and cut $3 or $4 million in overhead, and that's how they'll come up with the $6 million. Would be a working man's guess on how this is done. I don't think they want to play the student fee card yet, because when you need your next $5 million or your next $10 million, you've got that ace in the hole, that ace up your sleeve a little bit. So I don't think it will come in the form of a student fee. They may find some other way to label it. I do agree you could increase the cost of student tickets, and the students are if you made it 200 rather than what'd you say 170?
It's 175.
Okay, if you made it 250,
that's
how much
75 times 34,000.
But not every student buys the tickets, right? Not every student is required to spend that, right?
I don't.
How does that work?
So.
I didn't.
You got an option to do it, but
right. But how many opt in to do that? I don't know that number. You could generate because I do agree the value of what they get is incredible. And would another $75 a year deter enough students that could fill up this?
No.
Of course not. Particularly if that money assists you in winning. So winning fixes all of this. We got to get back to understanding and how you win. Well, money's part of it. The support, to be able to hire the right coaches and to attract the right quarterbacks and the right players that are difference makers, all part of it. But if we think this is going to be the golden ticket to go from 2-10 to 10-2, I'm not convinced.
Well, you're hoping, like I said earlier, that they're good stewards of this money that's going to be generated in a variety of different ways, and fans are angry. But
well, this is one leg. What else have we talked about this week? The reseeding in football and what that's going to generate. We've all talked to people we know, and I don't think they're. I haven't talked to anyone that feels real happy about this plan in football right now. Particularly because of the kind of seasons
you weren't happy in basketball, but you did it. You weren't happy in baseball, but you did it. I'm going to guess, I'm not in the foundation, I'm not in the ticket office, but I'm going to guess there's a lot more people just say, as you said yesterday, to hell with them, and not going to do it. You can get away with it because we've seen it in 2 occurrences the last 7 years. If the team's good, you can't get away with it, and I'm saying get away with it. You can't frame it, you can't sell it, you can't pitch it if the team isn't good. That's why we played those clips at the beginning of the show. And the hope is, again, enough is enough. We're tired of this. Please, for the love of God, get us to a point. If they can do it in Oxford, if they can do it in Bloomington, then they can do it in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
But if we went back to 2012 and played some of the there'd be plenty of bad moments in Indiana football to play to the last 2 years. So it's still about, is Ryan Silverfield our Signetti? I mean, is he the guy? Can he get the quarterback? And do we have a Mendoza come? I mean, why did that turn around so fast? Right culture, right coach in the right moment at the right time, got the right quarterback, and took a bunch of 3-star guys, handful of 4-stars, and turned them into a national champion. Was it because Indiana outspent everybody on NIL, and they outspent everybody in recruiting services and the things behind the scenes, and they had more support staff than anyone. We've analyzed it. Now they're getting the money to remain a power, but Indiana got to where they're at in the toughest football conference in America at the top, and they did it without spending. They didn't do it by outspending everybody in the country
initially. Yeah, initially.
Well, they're not doing. They're still. They didn't outspend everybody in the country this year. Now they may get to that point because of the success, but what was Cignetti hired in there at? Like $4.4 million or something, and obviously he's making a great deal more than that now. But it's not like they went out and paid $10 million a year to get a coach and $6 or $7 million to get a quarterback, and that's how they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech had success this year, but they're still not national champions. So, my point is there is no guarantee just because you spend the money, you're going to win 10 football games in a year, and there's still a lot more to the ingredients to the success. And it has to do with getting the right coach and the right quarterback in the right time and situation.
Brennan texting in, why do we have to start the day with the most depressing intro possible? Do you want me to have a crappy Thursday? You put together a great one, Colton. Go ahead, Tommy.
I was just say, if you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app, you can watch on demand here with the Morning Rush, Halftime, Ruskin and Zach, all of our favorite shows, Chuck and Bo, all there for you. Listen anytime you want. Plus, you can text our studios on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. You can send us a voicemail as well. It's all available inside the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. Whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has got you covered. It's the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
We asked Chat here on a Think Tank Thursday, and we asked him this morning, can Arkansas football ever be good again?
Yes, but only if everything lines up, and that's the painful part. Arkansas can be good, just not carefree good. It takes elite development, perfect hires, and no margin for error in the SEC. When they miss, they don't dip, they crater.
Crater, yeah. Went a little long-winded there, so we're going to push back our opening drive for hour number 2. I've got a story from this morning driving to work that I want to get to. Couple things talking about the football season. Well, there's going to be a soccer game in Razorback Stadium, and football stadium coming up in March that we'll get to. Some stuff from John Calipari heading into this game on Saturday. There's a hockey event that I want to get into that I hope that the U of A follows suit in. I think that would be fun. Folks, we'll ask Chat some other stuff as well this morning.
And we'll get into later in the next hour, SEC update, look at some of the SEC games from last night. I printed off the newest net rankings this morning that updated after the action yesterday. What do you think happened to Arkansas after their win earlier this week? Went on the road, won at OU, beat the number 75 team.
Well, at the time it was a quad 1 game. I think Oklahoma's probably shifted to a quad 2, so I'm going to guess they went down.
No, Oklahoma stayed the same. They are 75 still in this ranking with an 11-10 record. What do you think happened to the Razorbacks?
That's what I'm saying. You went down.
Went down 1.
So 21?
To 21 this morning.
Okay.
Florida's now the top of the conference in net ranking at 12. Vanderbilt 13. They didn't move. Florida went up 3 spots, and then Alabama's 20th. Arkansas 21, Tennessee 23, Auburn 28, and Kentucky, Saturday's opponent, 33rd in the net ranking.
So right outside of quad 1.
They went from 35. Hey, they went and got their tails kicked at Vanderbilt. Went from 35 to 33.
I thought they were inside the top 30. I don't know why I thought you were just inside the top 30 to get a chance. So they'll be a quad 2 if you beat them. And I know you got to refresh yourself. You're like, hey, what does that mean? Well, the NCAA selection committee, they determine where your seeding is for the NCAA tournament based on quad 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. Quad 1s, 1 to 30 at home, 1 to 50 neutral, 1 to 75 on the road. That's mainly what you care about. And there's plenty more opportunities there the rest of the way. I know Tommy, I know U of A's back.
I'm sorry. You know how many programs right now in the SEC have a 500 or better record in quad 1 games?
I saw this in the email, but remind me.
3. There's only 3.
Arkansas,
Vanderbilt's 5-3. Arkansas's 5-5, and Tennessee's 4-4. Florida's 4-6. Alabama's 4-5. So, I mean, just looking at the top, Auburn's 4-6, Kentucky's 3-6, Georgia's 3-4, and it just gets worse as you go on down. But so Arkansas's 5-5 record in quad 1 games, pretty good in reality. 2-0 in quad 2, 3-0 in quad 3, and 6-0 in quad 4 games.
Take that. You mentioned some outcomes of last night. Florida might have sent Lamont Paris out the door. They beat him by nearly 50 on the road in Columbia. Mississippi State got back on track. McMahon's going to be gone at LSU by the end of the year. Tennessee, as you mentioned, who's in that upper tier of quad 1 games, they got a huge win on the road in Athens last night. And then Keyshawn Hall went ballistic against Texas, and they defeated the Longhorns 88-82. Mm-hmm. Auburn shot like 24, 25 free throws in the second half, and Miller did his cliche, we continue to foul the bleep out of them.
Yeah. 3 of the 4 winners last night, road teams. That was interesting. State, Tennessee, and Florida. Expected Florida to win. I didn't know they'd win by 50, but yeah, they South Carolina only scored 49 points.
Yeah, Paris is gone. McMahon's gone. We'll see what other SEC basketball coaches are going to get fired at the end of this year, maybe in the midst of it.
Hey, Super Bowl's coming up a week from Sunday. Line's 4.5 at the Bet Saracen app. You can start finding they got 28 wagers right now that you can place at the Bet Saracen app. If you sign up now, you get $1,000 in bonus bets. If in the first 10 days, your first bet of the day doesn't work out, you get a second chance bet up to $100 a day to check that out. So do that with the Bet Saracen app. Also, if you put 25 in your account and you use the promo code WELCOME, you get that as well. So check all of that out with the Bet Saracen app. 4.5 the line right now, as Seattle's favored by 4.5 over the New England Patriots. It's all there in Arkansas's #1 sports betting app. That's the Bet Saracen app.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
Hey, this is Billy Ray Smith Jr., and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Raleigh.
This is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. You know, a famous coach once said there's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there's only one Razorback.
And there's only one Razorback store that's owned by a family of University of Arkansas alums.
And that's us, the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole. Y'all know why seagulls fly over the sea and not the bay?
Why?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels.
Dad, just please stop.
Anyway, the Stadium Shop on Razorback has everything you could want. Tees, hoodies, puffer vests, polos from Nike, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, Champion, and many more.
Plus, we have stuff for your fan cave and those Razorback golfers out there.
So next time you're in Fayetteville, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or you can shop us on that Googleator, Facegram, Instagram,
Dad, just stop
InstaWeb.
before you hurt yourself. He's talking about our website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I got everything we need to do it. We just have to have every player's got to be there.
This is The Morning Rush.
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
With 10 extravagant indulgences for $3 or less, Taco Bell's new Lutz value menu makes you feel Lutz. As their official Lutziers, I help when it makes you feel too Lutz. Like when you eat the delectable new mini taco salad, you don't need a mini taco salad fork. The fork that comes in the bag is fine. Just like the beefy potato loaded griller isn't bruleed, it's grilled. Just as good though. Try Taco Bell's new Lutz value menu for $3 or less today. At participating Taco Bell stores while supplies last. Price of participation varies. Tax extra.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshield, and slick road quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Ted McAvoy in Van Buren or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
10 years ago, True Grit Running Company opened its doors with one simple goal: to help people move better, feel stronger, and find their stride. Today, we're celebrating 10 years of True Grit. Join us all year long for anniversary events, group runs, limited edition gear, and plenty of surprises as we kick off 2026. Whether you're chasing a finish line or just starting your journey, thank you for being part of our story. True Grit Running Company, 10 years strong, built by runners.
Hi, everybody. This is Chris George from Joshua's Fine Jewelry in beautiful downtown Russellville. We all work hard to get the job done right, whether it's sports or daily jobs or school. At Joshua's, we understand you work hard for your money, and we work hard every day to give you the best value for your money. Beautiful, well-crafted jewelry, well-thought-out repairs, custom design for that special gift of a lifetime. Come see us at Joshua's Fine Jewelry in beautiful downtown Russellville.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
Hey, it's Wes Pruitt from 4-Star Sports Media. Before they make it to the majors, they make their mark right here in Northwest Arkansas. The Naturals are about to light up the diamond in 4-Star Sports Media as you cover it on every base. From rising stars to unforgettable moments, it all starts here with 4-Star Sports Media. Podcasts, live shows, and expert takes all in one place. 4star.live on web and 4-Star Sports M on X. Your 24/7 home for sports coverage from every possible angle.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hotline, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Gage Wood, no hits him. Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Well, Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
I got everything we need to do it. We just have to have every player's got to be there.
I'm assuming that everything we need to do it is implying that this team can win a national championship. That's just what I'm inferring from Cal's comments after the win against Oklahoma earlier this week, or maybe it was the LSU game. I asked this question, though, because I'm not there yet. I still don't know if this front court is capable of getting past certain teams that you'll face in the second weekend. If you're like me, what would cause you to change your opinion of this basketball team? That they could win a national championship, that they could do what Coach Richardson and company did in 1994.
Oh, I'm with you. I don't think they have a true five, so therefore, I mean, you look at the teams that get to the Final Four and the teams that win it, they all have primarily a big guy. If not, you're trying to time it up right where you just get hot shooting threes, and then that opens up more dribble penetration in the lane. But I don't think they I tend to agree with you. I think they can go deep in the tournament. I think they can go possibly to the Elite Eight. But the teams that make the Final Four have a true five. So I don't know if Trevin Brazile, he's not a true five. I don't see Pringle coming along and being an offensive power. So you ask what would change my mind? It would be Pringle taking over more responsibility offensively. He's a good defensive player. Or Malik Ewan stepping up and playing some defense so they can put him on the floor more.
I think that you have more than enough offensive firepower. For me, I have to see that you have some lockdown defense.
Yeah.
Eventually, see some of that, because just like Tommy said, in the tournament, you need a 5-man. You also need some defense to really make a far run.
Yep.
Dan says Cal should get the 7-foot Bosnian player on the court. He figured he'd be able to do something with him. I mean, both your points are well made. And I know sometimes a game doesn't dictate an entire season, but it would show a lot about this team if they could go into Gainesville, Florida next month and beat the best front court in college basketball. Because what you're going to have to do at some point during the NCAA tournament is not just your guards and wings are going to have to outplay the others, but you're going to need a type of performance really that you had earlier this week. I mean, Pringle and Ewan, guys, they didn't miss. Pringle went 4 for 4. Malik went 5 of 5, knocked down 2 free throws. They had 20-plus points just from the front court and 100% from the line, from 2-point. I mean, that was excellent. So if you can, I would be more apt to think this team is capable of accomplishing that national championship if they beat a front court like the Florida Gators, who guards and wings are shaky compared to what they were last year.
Colton's spot on, though. I mean, across all 5 spots, they're not playing the level of defense John Calipari has asked for. He's mentioned it. Hey, I've told him I just need him to do it. I mean, he's went through it, and you could hear his frustration at points. But defense is the one thing they're going to have to lock down on at some point in order to have a chance to be at the Final
Darius said it after the LSU game, point blank. He's got to get better defense. Him and Malik are bad defensively. They get beat straight line all the time. And they ole their guy. And you could do that if you got a 7-footer, 2 7-footers. And I know TB and Malik have blocked some shots, as Nick Pringle. But you don't have that luxury of having just this force in the back end or a couple different forces. So that's something that they have, again, both touched on and hopefully get to work on by when March rolls around.
But also understand the game is set up. The rules are set up for dribble drive to occur. I would rather give up 2 points than Trevin Brazil's second foul with 12 minutes to go in the first half. I mean, there's times I'll give up the 2 points to not pick up a third foul. So, I mean, some of it's also playing smart. Some of these plays you're talking about, I'm not saying they're not there, but sometimes they have to be there because a third or a fourth foul is just not an option at that point in the game. 2 points isn't worth it.
Wide out on Saturday for the Kentucky game. It should be a fun one. The Wildcats got trounced earlier this week. We'll see what type of team shows up on Saturday inside of Bud Walton Arena.
One that wants to win, I can guarantee you that.
That's for sure.
It's not going to be easy Saturday. Anyone thinks you're going to win by 30 there in that spot, I don't think so.
I said it yesterday. I'll say it today. I'll say it tomorrow. Don't talk trash yet. Do it after the game if they win. I would withhold that for now.
This won't be easy.
Last thing here in your Hog Update, Club America and Club Tigres are playing soccer. Razorback Stadium, March 28th. You got a women's match at 2.
Call it football? I mean, you're one of these soccer snoots. I mean,
snoots.
That look down your nose at people. One of these soccer snobs that like to look at us unwashed that don't understand soccer.
Unwashed, unclean.
The unclean.
I'm going to be honest. I can't tell you the last time I've watched a soccer game from start to finish. You got the World Cup here, so I guess that's what you have to. My dad's going to try and go, but the tickets are outrageous, especially teams feature the United States. But this is, I would think, this would generate some revenue. I would hope at some point they would do an outdoor hockey event with the Razorback hockey team. I think that would be awesome, or a professional team of some sort. I think those type of events are
Would
great.
our fans sit in the cold for that?
I'm not even a hockey fan, but I would, because it's just like the appeal. I wasn't a Garth Brooks fan before I went to that concert. Like I'm not a Club Tigres or
now.
Club America. Yeah, exactly. But I'd go to the concert. I'd go to
What are the team names again? Who's playing?
Club America and Tigres, whatever. 2 Mexican
any
clubs. America's really good. I don't know about the other one. That's one of the better clubs if not the best club in Mexico.
All right, that's your Hog Updates brought to you by the Inn at the Mill. 479-443-1800 is the number. The Inn at the Mill, the thing that stands out beyond just the great rooms and the convenient location is Jennifer and the staff at the front desk are incredible. Not only are they friendly, but they're efficient. You don't get caught in a phone tree. When you call, they answer the phone. Once you're in their system and you've set up the account, the next reservation is easy. I do a lot of business travel, stay there frequently, and it is easy. And I love the location because no matter where I need to go, where my next appointment is, or where I'm starting the day, the Inn at the Mill's close by. 479-443-1800 or online at innatthemill.com.
All right, when we come back, Morning Rush Daily Question. That's next here as we continue on a Think Tank Thursday.
ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio.
I put him at 5 and put 4 guys around him, and he went to work.
Left side, Brazil, ball fake, and a one-hand throwdown.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Raleigh.
This is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. You know, a famous coach once said there's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there's only one Razorback.
And there's only one Razorback store that's owned by a family of University of Arkansas alums.
And that's us, the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole. Y'all know why seagulls fly over the sea and not the bay?
Why?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels.
Dad, just please stop.
Anyway, the Stadium Shop on Razorback has everything you could want. Tees, hoodies, puffer vests, polos from Nike, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, Champion, and many more.
Plus, we have stuff for your fan cave and those Razorback golfers out there.
So next time you're in Fayetteville, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or you can shop us on that Googleator, Facegram, Instagram,
Dad, just stop
InstaWeb.
before you hurt yourself. He's talking about our website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Think they'll cover the spread? Is a Razorback red?
This is The Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Hey, it's Todd Richardson. We're here at Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue, downtown Fort Smith with Rachel. Rachel, tell our audience why we love coming here on Thursday.
We have a great crowd, great sports, buckets for 15, good vibes, good atmosphere. Can't beat it.
Rachel, we're here every Thursday. Do you ever get tired of it?
You have your times, but you keep coming back, so we put up with you.
Well, we appreciate it. 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. It's Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. What do we always say?
It's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith.
Perhaps the world.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal Tide of Oklahoma now offers Rhino Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal Tide has the products and support you need. Visit SealTideOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino Tite.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing and consistently light. You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hungry for a deal? Blue Ember Smokehouse is firing up the pits with specials you can't resist all week long in 2026. Kick off the week with Nacho Monday, your choice of slow-smoked pork, chicken, turkey, or brisket piled high with all the fixins. Then keep the party going with Taco Tuesday. Grab brisket, pork, or chicken tacos starting at just $2.99. And that's just the start. Weekly specials can vary, so check your local Blue Ember for all the delicious deals we're serving up. Stop by and see us, or visit blueembersmokehouse.com. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
What's the absolute most you'd pay to get in the building Saturday? I was looking at some tickets online this morning because everybody wants a ticket to this game, and there's none available that I've come across at a reasonable price. So what's the most you're willing to put the credit card in, the old SeatGeek or wherever, and get you a couple tickets in the upper deck? Because you're going to pay, $500-600 or more if you're going to sit lower level. It looks like
$100.
$100. Yeah, you're not going to get in because the on SeatGeek this morning, upper deck best price was $120.
Wow,
and that was top row, sideline section, but top row. That was the cheapest ticket available on SeatGeek.
I got a text earlier this week following the win over Oklahoma, and it was a serious text. Hey guys, does anyone have 2 Kentucky tickets that they would be willing to give up and go? That's like, this is the reason you buy season tickets for this weekend.
Apparently it's not. Apparently it's the reason you buy tickets so that you can sell these to pay for the rest of them. So, I mean, I saw where there were some seats, and these were great seats. These were primo seats down low.
How much are they going for?
Like $1,500 a piece.
Jeez.
So, I mean, $120 is the lowest price to get in the building as of about an hour ago.
I was, and tomorrow we'll get more into the Arkansas-Kentucky rivalry and some of the great games both ways, because there have been some great losses, unfortunately, in this rivalry for Arkansas too. There's only been like one game that I've attended with those two schools that I was mad I went to, and it was when Tyler Eulis came in here in 2016 and just absolutely killed us. So if you have a chance and you can afford it, now, I think that it's going to be worth the price.
I looked up the prices based on a pair of tickets. So I was doing my search under 2. I was buying some concert tickets for later in the year for my family last night for Foo Fighters in Chicago. Mm-hmm. I'm amazed when you look at stuff like this, and Arkansas is the same way, how many singletons are out there. If you're willing to go to the game by yourself, or you and some buddies go, but you split up, you can generally find an affordable deal if you don't mind a singleton. But who goes by themselves?
I was going to say.
I don't understand in today's world, in 2026, with AI and all these other tools we have, how we end up in so many venues and so many places. How much does it cost to have these singletons that are out there? And it doesn't matter if it's a concert or a game, it's all the time.
Well, you can set your settings when you sell something to, hey, you have to buy this full amount. You can't just buy 3 of the 4.
I challenge you to go find me an event that doesn't have a ton of single tickets. I mean, you look at the dots on the seating chart, and it looks like they got chicken box.
I've got a friend that he goes on solo vacations and goes to these extravagant places year in, year out. He's not married, doesn't have kids. And that has never appealed to me. If I'm going somewhere, I want to be with friends. I want to be with company. I want to see Razorback fans if I can. That idea of going to a game by myself, concert by myself, any social event solo dolo is not appealing.
What you might do is find a single ticket, get in the building, and then just work it out. If nothing else, you just sit if you just want to be in the building.
Yeah. No, you're right.
That might be your your cheapest. I didn't look how affordable it might be on these singles, but my guess is the market's going to come back to the buyer, not the seller, by the end of this week. And I know it's Thursday now, but really, you think about it, it's not in our minds. It's like Tuesday, because most people are just now getting to the office. It might be Wednesday for some people.
Help me understand.
I think we're not in a end of the week mentality yet.
Help me understand this. So the U of A's back going, but Fayetteville Public Schools are not.
Well, Fayetteville Public Schools has to run bus routes.
Okay.
U of A only runs bus routes around the campus, and they don't have to run those.
Well, that was where I was going to go. It's like if both schools have bus
my
routes.
kids aren't in school, and I guarantee they're going to have to go tomorrow for one day. And now they're going to add so many minutes a day to catch it up.
Minutes a day.
Minutes per day the rest of the school year to catch it up.
This is the most unproductive week we've had in Arkansas in quite some time.
Oh, I've talked to lots of people. I mean, business. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Everybody roots for this 1.5 feet of snow, and now everybody's dealing with the reality. Is I've talked to business is terrible this week. We need to cut this. We need to do that. Well, I mean, hopefully there's a bunch of pinned up demand out there, but because no one's been buying or shopping anywhere other than online. But yeah, I mean, it's terrible. I mean, every local business I've talked to is just in the doldrums right now because it's been the worst week. It'll be their worst week of the year. They'd have been better off to be closed.
Well, you want the positive vantage point of that? At least you get it out early. At least you don't have to.
Well, you hope you don't have another one. So,
if
everybody roots for all this snow and thinking they're being off work, the kids are out of school, but it's a killer. It's an economic killer.
And parents are sick of the kids. They're ready to go back to school.
The kids are sick of the yeah.
Uber Dan, I'm an only child.
Here.
I can single any event, including you know what. I'm assuming including you know what is the Kentucky game.
Kentucky game. I'm not going to guess any further.
All right, that's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. You could go single as a stag. You can go with a bunch of people. Group events, great place. Ask Core State Group. They had a great time at their Christmas party. The events are awesome at Cart Pass Social. I was actually talking with Christian and Nate yesterday, getting ready for what they've got in store. Waste Management. That's an event that I got to go to that was a bucket list thing for me. Don't know if I'm ever going to go back, but if maybe you want to experience it, they're going to play TPC Scottsdale there. They're going to boo you or cheer you on hole 16. It's an awesome experience that they're going to be doing at Cart Pass Social. Always BYOB, whether it's Waste Management or anything else at Cart Pass Social. Go to cartpasssocial.com, 479-487-3622. 122 Grant Place in Lowell, #1 place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas. So this weekend, Wildcats coming into Bud Walton after 4-game win streak, get trounced Tuesday night. Like I think that it's going to be a challenge, like we've said all week. I still think that they could make the NCAA tournament if they lose to Arkansas, though. They're going to try and view it as we have to win this game in order to get back on track based on where they are in conference and in non-conference. But like the Razorbacks, if they lose this week and you don't want to, it's not going to affect their season. But this is a major notch on the belt for Kentucky if they somehow win at Bud Walton Saturday night.
Oh, it is. And, they've won several of these games. Obviously, it kind of sparked this run with the win at LSU. They've, won at Tennessee, nearly got in a fight over that. But then they go into to Vanderbilt and get their lunch money taken. So you look at where they've won these games. I mentioned LSU, Tennessee. They won on the road at Texas. They beat Ole Miss at home. Then they lose to Vanderbilt. Is Arkansas better than LSU? Yes, they beat them. Is Arkansas better than Tennessee? Yes, they beat them. We don't know about Texas, but I'd say Arkansas is a better basketball team. They beat Ole Miss. So Kentucky got on that 4-game run, but they didn't do it against they didn't go beat Florida. They didn't beat Alabama in that stretch. They beat decent teams, so they didn't play the upper echelon. And when they did, with Vanderbilt, if you consider them in that group, they got clocked. So I'm hoping Arkansas is not a pretender, truly is a basketball team, particularly at home, as we've seen with a 13-0 record, and Vanderbilt gets what they've got, or Kentucky gets what they've got coming, much like they did at Vanderbilt, because, 4 in a row in this league's impressive, but I'm not sure Tennessee, even though they're ranked in the top 25, belong.
They won in Athens last night.
That top conversation. Maybe last night changes that, but wins over Ole Miss, LSU, Texas don't really qualify as upper echelon wins for Kentucky.
Think about last season. You go into Rupp. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I didn't have a good feeling about the game at all. None of us did. If you were actually honest, outside of maybe Cal, John L., Carter, and the guys, you were actually honest. You're like, okay, they might be able to make it close, but they did. What last season did is it solidified, hey, this could work. And I mean, there's a bunch of attributes and a bunch of other reasons why he thought a Hall of Fame coach could succeed at a basketball tradition-rich school. But I think about from like the Kentucky vantage point this weekend, there's a lot of people in Lexington that are debating, wondering, even after a Sweet 16 appearance last year, is this Pope thing that, now we heard what John Calipari said earlier this week.
And now the only significance of the game to me is we need to keep winning because let's stay pace with what's going on and people around us. And they're playing great. Mark Pope's doing a great job. He is. Look, for them to struggle and then to him to get him going, he's the right guy for that job. He is.
That's what a coach would say because you don't want to give anyone ammo or anything. And maybe he actually thinks that. But I think what this game is for Kentucky in 2 days is like the idea of, is this the right guy? Now, they could lose, as I said, and go on to the NCAA tournament and be fine. But that sure would help Mark Pope solidify that he is the right guy in Lexington if they won Saturday night.
Well, and it'd feel like it'd even up the score. I mean, last year both teams make the Sweet 16. They end in the same round of the NCAA tournament, don't get to the Elite Eight. That gave, it was good for Arkansas fans because, hey, we hadn't taken a step back from Musselman, got what you thought you should get year one out of Cal. And for Kentucky fans, well, we did as well as Cal did, So, so they didn't have that, kind of hanging over their head. That loss last year, though, I promise you, their fans want to avenge that. Because it's personal. It's personal with them.
Let me connect it to something that certain rivalries would be. So for Michigan, Ohio State and Ohio State fans have said openly they would rather beat the other team than win the national championship. I honestly think Kentucky fans wanted to win that game more than 2 NCAA tournament games, which they won 2 last year. But they still view last season as a failure in a lot of minds because they didn't beat the guy that left them in John Calipari. And what this flair, what this dynamic, what this change has done to the rivalry, because Muss added to it, and it was great. And you had a little bit with Mike and Cal, but it started to dwindle off towards the end of Mike's tenure because they just weren't beating them as much. But that is something that has definitely added fuel to the fire. Hopefully this will be a great game Saturday night.
5:30 start, and you can watch the game at Joe's Grill and Cantina. They're going to have all the TVs tuned to the Hogs and the Cats on Saturday. Half-price apps, cheap taps during the game. Wear your Hog gear. So, if you're not going to spend a couple $100 on a ticket, why don't you just go get a free seat at Joe's, enjoy half-price appetizers and cheap beer on tap, plus all their other great menu items. I love the cheese enchiladas there, that brown sauce. It's one of my favorites. Their fajitas are awesome, but you can try any of their great appetizers. The Mexican pizza, the mini chiquitos or paquitos, however they say it. They're like mini chimichangas. They're great. The 10-layer dip is awesome. I just like their cheese dip with the taco meat in it. That's pretty good as well. Half-price apps, cheap taps during the game Saturday night, 5:30 at Joe's Grill and Cantina, South 74th Street, across from Harps in Fort Smith.
We'll chat with Tom Murphy next.
Whether you're fishing for coldwater bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the Mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will catch them. It has that famous rolling action whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in heavy current. This rogue suspends, so it will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Raleigh. This is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. A famous coach once said there's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there's only one Razorback.
And there's only one Razorback store that's owned by a family of University of Arkansas alums.
And that's us, the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole. Y'all know why seagulls fly over the sea and not the bay?
Why?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels.
Dad, just please stop.
Anyway, the Stadium Shop on Razorback has everything you could want. Tees, hoodies, puffer vests, polos from Nike, Cutter & Buck,
Buck, Tommy Bahama, Champion, and many more.
Plus, we have stuff for your fan cave and those Razorback golfers out there.
So next time you're in Fayetteville, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Or call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Or you can shop us on that Googleator, Facegram, Instagram,
Dad, just stop
InstaWeb.
before you hurt yourself. He's talking about our website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the Morning Rush.
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Winter's here, and as the temperature drops, energy use can go up. That means so can your bills. At Arkansas Oklahoma Gas, we know managing energy costs isn't always simple, and we're here to help. We offer practical energy-saving tips, convenient payment options, and connections to assistance programs to help you through the season. Whether you're planning ahead or looking for extra support, our team is ready to help you explore your options. Learn more at aogc.com/winter.
I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. My favorite sport is hockey. I love the ice, the sliding, and especially the hits. But I don't love those things on our roads. Winter weather is here, so slow down and drive defensively. But if a bad driver gets past your goalie, call me to make a power play against the insurance company. After 13 years of settling car wreck claims, I've got more than a few tricks in my hat. Call 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price.
It's tax season and those checks are coming, so put that refund to work and come see Cody and the gang at Advanced Mechanical Performance in Fort Smith. Need repair or service on your ATV or UTV? Advanced Mechanical Performance can do it all. Plus, they've got you covered on power sports parts and accessories too. Call 434-4161. That's 434-4161. Or stop by 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Advanced Mechanical Performance. It's what you should be striving for.
All white chicken meat breaded in tortilla chips. They're Taco Bell's crispy chicken nuggets. Pretty different than the nuggets you're used to. Haters will say, that's not the classic nugget. Haters are right. Haters will love them anyways. Oh, and they come with Hidden Valley Ranch, another classic. But we mix it up with Diablo. They can't hate that. I mean, they can, but they won't. Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell. A brand new classic. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partial sunshine. Our high temperatures will be right around the lower 40s. There is a chance of some freezing fog, especially across the south. High temperatures across the south in the upper 40s. Another cold one will drop down into the 20s tonight. Partly sunny on Friday with a high in the 30s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Colorworks. Whether it's the weather or just life, call Andy at Colorworks Paint and Body for all your auto body repairs. Big or small, old or new, they are the choice for auto body repair. KERX Paris Fort Smith, broadcasting live from the Busch Light Studios. This is the Morning Rush.
This afternoon, I'm informed Coach Petrino that his employment with the university was being terminated immediately.
Pick it up a little bit. Smile.
Louisiana Monroe has pulled off the upset. It's on the run. He steps back, fires deep, and Toledo pulls off the upset.
I promise you, the more you get to know me, I won't let you down. Our staff won't let you down. We want to win. Make no mistake about it.
Texas is coming to Fayetteville. He's never made a fair catch signal. He's gone. We're down the sideline. There's going to be a touchdown. Picked off again. The fifth of the night for the Spartans, and you can close the book on this night for Arkansas. 45-19, Western Kentucky beats Arkansas.
Go home. Yes, sir.
The Bulldogs storm into Fayetteville on homecoming weekend and spoil the party.
Sorry, to be honest with you, I didn't know what to do. I didn't make the decision fast enough.
The screen to Jalen Brown, and he's wrapped up. Fumble the ball, and it's recovered by Witt. After reviewing, the runner fumbled the ball prior to being down by Will.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is the Morning Rush.
And we welcome you back in hour number 2 of a Think Tank Thursday. That's a good
Hopefully you didn't drive off the road during that intro.
Good chunk of what Arkansas football has been since 2012. Hopefully it will be resurrected, restored, get back to a point where you feel confident, proud in your football program. We touched on it earlier. We're going to get into it with Tom Murphy of Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. There's two items or two pieces from Whole Hog Sports with Christina Long and Matt Jones that detail really the Board of Trustees meeting from yesterday. And three-pronged. I like that term you used earlier. So the athletics department is no longer having to give up the $4+ million to the U of A.
That's part of your so deduct that.
You've
that's one prong, and you're down to $10.5 million roughly.
Okay, there's supposed to be a plan to create $6 million through the University of Arkansas,
right?
And then they're supposed to gain $5 million of new revenue from the athletics department.
So essentially, the way I read all of this is everybody left with a homework assignment yesterday.
Yeah, that's
the
kind of
Board of Trustees passed this resolution 7-3, and clearly something they didn't have a lot of time to study themselves. They only got the proposal for this. I know amendment ain't the right word, but this item resolution. Yeah, thank you. At 8 a.m. yesterday, and then they voted on it in this virtual meeting they had yesterday. So the $4.4 million. Hey, we're just not going to make you transfer that from right pocket to left pocket. Because what's happened is the athletics department has given money back over to the university at the end of the fiscal year to the tune of $4+ million. All right, so you no longer have to do that. All right, so how do we get the other $11 million? Well, you mentioned $6 million comes from the university. So now Chancellor Robinson has a homework assignment. Go figure out $6 million. Is that cutting 3 and raising 3? Student fees didn't seem to be something they wanted to do. And, oh, by the way, Hunter Yurchek, your homework assignment is to figure out how to generate $5 more million. So it's not as though the Board of Trustees just stroked a check and said, Hunter, here's $15 million a year. They gave him relief on 4.5. That's real money, and that's really the only thing they had teeth in yesterday. They have a homework assignment now to figure out on the university side and the athletic department decide how to come up with the other 11. And they need to report back in March to the board on how that's going to occur.
Is this pass-fail assignment? Is this A? Well, is it A through F scale? Like how?
I'll be interested to see when they make their presentations back to the Board of Trustees what their thoughts are.
Here's what I didn't like. So brought this up earlier. Ted Dickey, I guess, sent out the resolution right before the meeting or presented while I was going. Why was this not given with Appleton? That's what one of the trustee members, Kevin Crass, was arguing. It's like, why am I having to decide on this within a 40-minute time frame? That doesn't make any.
Should have been a study session on it. Should have been.
That's common sense.
And I don't know
right?
I don't know what the normal protocol is on the board. Now they don't meet. Here's the thing: if this got in Ted Dickey's mind or his head or something, more likely in his ear, do you think this all came?
Yeah.
I mean, he was the guy that was picked out to help us make this happen. So those that within the university. So there's a process. There's politics behind the scenes. I would love to know the real backstory on why that was only given to the other board of trustee members at 8 a.m. yesterday.
I didn't.
And and listen, the vote was still 7-3. But the interesting part is Kevin Crass, who's on the athletics committee, and Steve Cox, who's a former player at Arkansas, were two of the three votes against this. It still passes 7-3. So if nothing else, the $4.4 million that the athletic department has to hand over, no longer going to have to do that. So that's $4 million new dollars.
And I'm forgetting that if this was Matt's or Christina's piece, they quoted Scott Ford talking about the term we like to use, the front porch, Arkansas athletics, which is mainly football, and it's very similar to what Craig James, former SMU running back and ESPN Atlanta, said at the Little Rock Touchdown Club. It's like you're trying to strengthen and enhance the academics at the University of Arkansas through football. The concept is not that hard. Football brings in a ton of money. It brings in a ton of students, and you get people from not just Arkansas, Texas, Missouri, Louisiana, Tennessee. You get them from not just surrounding states. You get people applying from all over the country, which leads to more money. Now, I don't know where they're going to put them because if you've been to campus lately, there's no parking. There's not a lot of room to expand. It's pretty landlocked. So I don't know where they're going to put them, but that is at least what I concluded from reading these two, and that's the whole idea, is to increase that.
All right, we'll get back to this in just a second. We're brought to you by Uncorked. Valentine's weekend is coming up, and this year Uncorked is putting together something really special. Thursday through Saturday, they're going to have their Make Your Own Bouquet display. Get 10% off if you show a receipt of dining anytime that week with Uncorked, and they'll have Lynn's Unlimited Creations there helping you make a great bouquet perfect for Valentine's Day. Friday, the regular menu with dessert and appetizer specials. Saturday morning, Valentine's Day, they're going to have a Galentine's brunch. That'd be a perfect gift for your wife and her friends. 10 to 2, get them together. They can have the Galentine's brunch. And then Chef Jazz has a special Valentine's menu Saturday from 4 till 10. If you haven't made your reservations, you need to do that now. UncorkTheFort.com. You can get on there and get those reservations. They're going to have live music on that Saturday provided by the Nikki Waters Band. So make Valentine's weekend extra special at Uncorked, Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's in Fort Smith. UncorkTheFort.com, the perfect place for Valentine's 2026.
Let me ask you something that Big C just texted us here in the Loose Automotive Group hotline. So Title IX prohibits you of cutting women's sports, whatever. Everyone was shocked and floored by the figures that basically every sport besides basketball and football don't make money. I mean, I think it was the Stanford AD or maybe president that talked about the possible elimination. Are we going to get to a point where, whether it's the U of A or anyone else, they would knock out 2 sports on campus or 4? What I mean by that is if you knock out a men or women's, it's got to be equitable.
Yeah.
So are we going to get to that point?
That has to be a conversation on the table. Kevin brings up a great point on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, texting this in. Now the university needs to find $10 million with the loss of 4. I mean, that is how maths. You take 4 away from what they were expecting as a line item for income.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're negative 4. You got to add 10 to get back to the 6. So that is how that is how math works.
Is it easier to raise donations, you think, for academics or athletics at
Depends
Arkansas?
on your audience.
Okay.
I mean, the Waltons have given millions to the School of Business and to the academic side. Not much in regards to athletics. So depends on your audience and what they think they're going to get out of it. what's easy is the U of A to spread the cost over how many students did you say? 30? How many?
30. I looked this morning. It's over 34. I think it's 34,175. I don't know. So 30 over 34,000.
So
34,175. I think is what it was.
Let me. I think this is. I wish we get my math right. If you take $10 million, as Kevin accurately points out, and divide that by 34,000, that's how do you generate basically another $300 a year per student?
Oh, they'll slide it into those.
So that's what we're talking about for them to find the $6 million. So how do you increase? Now, I think they
charge the out-of-staters more.
Well, that's certainly something that should be on the table.
Yeah.
But also, how do you cut expenses? $6 million can be found, $10 million can be found through not just increases in revenue, but when it comes to bottom line, are you staff heavy in certain places? Where could you raise, where could you raise money through the cut of expenses? So, but I think from the athletic side, you mentioned this a minute ago, we look at the women's tennis program, spending over $1 million a year to have it. They bring in $82. I'm not saying you shouldn't have women's tennis, but is that a conversation that needs to be had? These sports that generate no revenue, are schools that are in similar shape to Arkansas going to be looking to make cuts?
Mm-hmm. Well, we asked our friend Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports Arkansas Democrat Gazette, who joins us now. Tom, could you see a scenario like that happening here in Fayetteville or anywhere else for that matter?
Well, good morning, guys. Always a pleasure. I don't think I can, but crazier things have happened in the world of sports, and this is all brought to you by the introduction of the NIL and the portal into things. And, I go back to when this first hit, Tommy and I both agreed it was going to be the Wild Wild West, and it has been. You hear all kind of stories of tampering and everything. And the U of A, which I believe has largely played this by the rules, has certainly got behind. And now it's an interesting, if you look through the comments from yesterday from the trustees, it's an interesting dynamic they find themselves in where you have to come up with this money. And obviously many of them, several of them, and the chancellor included, are concerned that it will end up affecting students. And I really don't see how it gets done without some impact, because they've been hitting, fundraising has been an extremely important piece of this for many years now. And so, so donors are going to ask me to give more, and it's a heck of a situation. And I think it's a conversation that needed to happen because Arkansas got behind so badly in football.
Well, Tom, to your point about students, I am 100% for it. $175 grants you access to great seats, football, basketball, baseball. When you whittle that down to the number of games, not having to pay, and I know you pay for tuition and everything else, but that's insanely cheap. So I'm for it. Do you think it sounds like you think they're ultimately going to do it, even though Chancellor Robinson and Hunter Yurchek have at least been against it and been public about that in the past?
Right. Well, I don't know whether it will eventually come to fruition that the students bear some of this financial burden. But you're right that other schools, I think 8 other SEC schools at least, do have that kind of imposition on students. And, they have to take into account how this will affect recruitment. And if you talk about the in-state, I heard y'all talking about out-of-state tuition go up. Well, the pipeline into Texas has been super huge for Arkansas athletics over the years. So it's a real inflection point for the university as a whole, and the athletics is what has led to this and the ability to raise those funds. So I know that naming rights for the stadium needs to come into play as well, and there's so many things that go into it. But the thing is, it's crunch time. They have a month before they need to present what their proposal is to the board.
So if Arkansas had a program that won, you were able to invest the money, and you had a football program that won 8 to 10 games more often than not, how many additional students do you think that would mean for the U of A? That don't play football, but just come there because, hey, I want to be around this. It's the school in state. What do you think that number would be? And I know it's hard we're just guessing, But do you guess it'd be more than 750 students in a academic year?
That is a great question.
Okay.
And obviously, I mean, it's obviously can't give a concrete answer to it, but I
does that
certainly
seem
do believe.
Does that seem reasonable?
Seven-
You gain 1,000 students.
Seems low.
Does it seem reasonable you gain 2,000 or 3,000 total students because of a successful football program? Because here's where
I do know.
Here's where I'm going with this. I just had Chat do a little research. $263 an hour is the academic cost per hour at the U of A for an in-state student. If you take 15 hours in the spring and 15 hours in the fall, that's 30 hours. It's roughly $8,000 in just tuition. That didn't include the fees or anything else. Well, if you take $6 million and you divide it by 8,000, you come up with 750 new students. So this could be the greatest investment. The $6 million from the university side and the loss of the 4 they're going to get from could be the greatest investment ever for Chancellor Robinson and the academic side if they can get this football program going, because I believe they'll make it up leaps and bounds in what they'll gain in tuition.
Well, that's a great point, and it would take a fundamental shift in, how well Arkansas football can improve. And I don't think it's unreasonable to think that it could lead to a greater enrollment.
It has at Alabama.
I know. I was going to say, if you studied Alabama athletics and what it's done for the city and what it's done for the enrollment at the school, I think you'd find that a very successful. I mean, this is a super successful, greatest legacy of all time. What it did, I think it's led to a financial, boondoggle for Alabama.
And I just saw the Indiana piece a week or so ago, just in what it's been in Bloomington. I mean, that had their highest enrollment ever by several thousand, most applications by tens of thousands, I believe. So it's all over the place.
By the way, the out-of-state tuition, according to Chat, was over $900 an hour, $925 per credit hour if you're out of state. Now I know they give some breaks for bordering states. In states, $263 per hour. So, and then that didn't include any of the mandatory fees and some of these other items that go on the bill. But, point is, if you get out-of-state students that come here, and even if they're paying just a fraction of that $925, I just think, a winning football program is your best marketing tool for a university.
Well, and that may be how, they have to sell this. It's a quandary. And I wish them all the best in trying to come up with an equitable type solution that it isn't too taxing to the students or anybody.
You know what would help on that is selling the naming rights to the stadium. It's been two.
Well, that's got to be part of Hunter Yurchek's $5 million plan, right, Tom? I mean, that's got to be a chunk of how they get the $5 million the board task him to find in new revenue.
A huge piece, and it's really been a slip that they haven't been able to do that yet.
How would Tom? You've talked to plenty of coaches. You've talked to plenty of different sources over the years. If you were in Hunter's shoes, how would you go about doing that? I mean, would you speak to someone, say, hey, this obviously, and I'm saying this because it hadn't been done, so it's obviously an area that they have not figured out yet. How would you go about doing that and selling the naming rights or patches or anything else for that matter?
Well, I've never been involved in that type of high-level fundraising, so I can't tell you the precise answer. But what they have done is hired in the fall. They were on the verge of getting a deal done with a firm that would sell it, and so they weren't hopeful that 2026 season would see the naming rights. But boy, if you could speed that up and say, I don't know what it would be worth per year, but if you could speed that up and get that done for 2026, then that would go a long way toward fulfilling what this resolution asks for.
Tom, you got this soccer event coming up in Razorback Stadium in March. I pushed, even I'm not a hockey big like savant or anything, but that would be a fun event. Do you have anything you'd like to see outside of Razorback Stadium? We had Garth Brooks. They're doing the soccer event. What else would you like to see come to a football venue that is not necessarily football?
Right. I'm a big music person, so more musical events. I hope I didn't get any feedback on whether the Garth Brooks things was super financially successful. I'm sure it was okay. I know they've done the Top Golf thing there as well.
Good point.
But that's got to be, to me, that's got to be another piece. So there's a lot of different ways you can attack this, but having Razorback Stadium open for more things of that nature could be a part of it. And then there's so many other things that go out. What personnel provides the parking and the security and all that for everything you do. There's got to be a way that you're going to make a financial increase by doing an event like a concert or a wrestling match or motocross. I mean, I guess it would be too small for that, but just all the different type things you can do.
Jerry Jones has had it there at Arlington.
Yeah.
Monster trucks.
Yeah.
PBR.
I mean, why not?
Professional bull ride.
Yeah, you go watch that. You'd go watch that, wouldn't you, Tom?
I've seen some before, but then there's the question of how much does that cost with your turf? What you do with your turf and the ground and all that. So, and also, I'll be very interested to see what attraction that this international soccer match produces. I would think there's a large Hispanic population, and that would be a big attractant for this match in March. So there's got to be more things like that and all these other pieces that we've discussed.
Tom, we'll leave it there, man. Good stuff. Have a good weekend. Be safe on the roads and just walking outside, and we'll chat next week after this Kentucky game this weekend.
Same to you guys. See ya.
All right, Tom Murphy brought to us this morning by APAC and Standard Materials Group, your number one source for top-quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete. And if you're working on a small residential job or a large-scale commercial job, APAC has you covered. No job's too big or too small. If you need expert advice, they got experts on staff, construction consultant services, standing by ready to help you always keep your job on track as well. 479-587-3300. 587-3300 for your rock, asphalt, and ready-mix needs. There's only one call. It's APAC and Standard Materials Group.
Biggest winner in this process, in this resolution that came to pass yesterday was Ryan Silverfield, right? I don't know if he was given any indication prior to taking this job that they were in the process of doing this or if this was something that was coming down the pipe. But I would think that $15 million towards that football program he's probably the happiest person in the state right now.
Now, I don't think all $15 million is going to football.
I got to read that again. I thought that was hold on. I think it was the five, and I forget what all-in fund. I think that's what it is characterized as. I think
you go tell John Calipari he gets none of that money.
Yeah, thank you for correcting. I think
tell Dave Van Horn he gets none of that money. Yeah, that
either okay, but is there anyone happier?
It shouldn't go beyond that though.
Talking about the $15 million shouldn't stretch it to anything outside of football, basketball, and baseball.
Yeah, they're the only things that generate any revenue of note. I mean, I don't know. We're talking about. I don't think Arkansas is single-handedly going to cut sports. I wonder if there's going to be conference or conference level conversations in Destin. Hey, is it time for the SEC to no longer have tennis programs, men's and women's? Because you think the tennis program at Georgia or Alabama or Florida or anywhere else is generating a ton of revenue? Probably no. It costs more there, and they're probably in a similar boat on revenue. I don't think they're selling out big ticket money for tennis matches. Is this a way a lot of schools limit their headaches, limit their overhead, and just hey, the conference is no longer in the tennis business? I don't think it'll stretch to golf because I think that wouldn't set well with some of your big donors and people that have given money, and John Tyson would be one of those. So but I could certainly see where some of these sports might be on the chopping block, not just at the U of A, but from a conference level. Maybe I'm crazy, and that's always been the model, but everything's on the table now. The old model and the way we've always done it, I don't think means as much because we're having to do it a whole new way.
Would you sacrifice the men's and women's tennis program to have a good football team? 877-377-6969.
Unless you play tennis there, you'd probably say yes.
6-3. Can you name where Arkansas houses the tennis teams? Can you name that facility?
The George Billingsley Tennis Center.
That is correct. You ever been in that facility? I have one time.
I've walked by that facility. I don't think I've been in it. But
I'm ready for the tennis defenders to get on here. Bart
I'm
says
just saying that's got to be something that's a conversation.
Bart says tennis also takes up a lot of space that can be increased for student housing and added enrollment. Everyone's going in on tennis this morning. Yeah, you can't do that with golf. And again, we're just throwing out thing sticking against the wall. You can't do that with golf.
Wouldn't it be irresponsible not to have that conversation?
No, I'm the one that suggested it.
I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about people that are at the table making these decisions. I'm talking about even that should be on the agenda. I know Destin and those meetings are months away in May, but that's got to be something that's talked about.
I'll tell you what. When we have Greg Sankey on in Tampa here in 6 months, I want you to pull him out, and I want you to ask him directly, are you guys going to eliminate programs to help with the revenue?
I think it should be my question is, should it even be a conversation? Because there's going to be, the old guard and the way it's always been, it's going to be a quick no. No, you can't do that. But I just think the way we've always done it can't be the consideration any longer.
Yeah,
because we're doing so many things financially that are complete 180s from the way we've always done it.
I'm just like top of my head, big things that have happened, not here in Arkansas, but across college sports recently. So you joined the SEC in 92. You used to have a men's and women's athletics department. Those obviously are now joined. You used to not be able to play players. You can do that now. Transfer portal really didn't exist. I mean, you could transfer, but it was just a lot of stuff. The SEC looks completely different now with the additions of Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, and Texas A&M. So yeah, you're exactly right. The idea like that stuff is quote unquote off the table doesn't resonate with me based on everything that's happened here in the last 2 or 3 decades.
I'm not saying that should be the absolute final decision, but it absolutely should be a discussion.
Well, the conference is going to get involved because they're now falling behind from a football standpoint. How many championships have they lost in a row in the mighty SEC?
But
3 straight.
Okay, but I agree with that. But that's not the reason you cut 10. The reason is all 16 of your institutions are facing these. Is Arkansas alone in this financial crunch? All 16, even the most well-heeled, are facing these same decisions.
But again, if you're going to do that, you can't just cut women. You're knocking out both. You're knocking out the men's scenario. You're knocking out the men's and women's something. You're knocking out the men's and women's something. It's not just one. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, we're brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. They have an office in Fort Smith, also in Sequoyah County, right across from the courthouse in Salisaw. Not only do they handle all family law, but Jackie has 13 years in car wrecks, slip and falls, which could be a problem this week, and dog bite cases to get you an insurance check or your wreck check. We've all seen cars that have gotten in a little fender bender this week. Make sure you don't go it alone and call Jackie Mock. 479-769-1505, 769-1505, or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
All right, when we return to the Morning Rush SEC update, big win for Tennessee last night. Auburn comes back and beats Texas, plus a few other outcomes. Stay with us here on a Think Tank Thursday.
Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now.
Four. This is the Morning Rush.
With 10 extravagant indulgences for $3 or less, Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu makes you feel Lutz. As their official Lutziers, I help when it makes you feel too Lutz. Like when you eat the delectable new mini taco salad, you don't need a mini taco salad fork. The fork that comes in the bag is fine. Just like the beefy potato loaded griller isn't bruleed, it's grilled. Just as good though. Try Taco Bell's new Lutz Value Menu for $3 or less today. At participating Taco Bell stores while supplies last. Price of participation varies. Tax extra.
It's tax season and those checks are coming, so put that refund to work and come see Cody and the gang at Advanced Mechanical Performance in Fort Smith. Need repair or service on your ATV or UTV? Advanced Mechanical Performance can do it all. Plus, they've got you covered on power sports parts and accessories too. Call 434-4161. That's 434-4161. Or stop by 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Advanced Mechanical Performance. It's what you should be striving for.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
work.
Dad, the driver looks dirty.
You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the River Valley's largest RV dealerships, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas, specializing in sales, parts, and service. We're truly your one-stop shop for all your RV needs. Conveniently located with easy access to I-40 and I-49, we're 40 minutes from Northwest Arkansas and just as close to our friends in Oklahoma, carrying top brands like Grand Design, Coachman, East to West, and Forest River. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder, now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hogs have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Can't imagine what it is to feel like nearly getting beat by 50 at home. Well, South Carolina Gamecocks fans unfortunately had to go through that last night as the Gators came to town, beat them 95-48. 95-48 on your home floor.
You caught them at the wrong time, obviously, coming off the loss. And South Carolina, hang on here. Net rankings where they've fallen to, they are the worst in the league at 99th. Actually, they moved up in the loss. You'll know the truth because they were 106 and moved up to 99. So one of those teams you got to avoid losing to. Mississippi State's at 94. So I mean, there was just the wrong timing when you look at that.
You brought this up earlier. 3 road wins for SEC teams last night. Mississippi State goes to Baton Rouge. Beats them by 14. McMahon's going to be gone. Paris is probably going to be gone from South Carolina. Georgia loses to Tennessee. Tennessee won 2 straight. They win at Alabama this weekend. Then they go to Athens and win. So big games for the Vols. And then Texas falls to Auburn. Keyshawn Hall has 30-plus, kind of like he did on Arkansas, and they come back and win.
So with that Mississippi State win on the road at LSU, they go from 106 to 94th in the net ranking. And look what happened to LSU. They went from 46th and dropped to 60, dropped 14 spots with that loss to Mississippi State. So it's kind of time to start paying attention. I find it interesting. Arkansas wins the other night against Oklahoma on the road, who was a quad 1 opponent because there's a road team in the top 75, and Arkansas slips 1 spot. OU, meanwhile, stays the same at 75. So, I mean, it's weird how this algorithm works, but it's one you got to pay attention to.
as we continue on our SEC update, I got this question. Charles Bediako has played in these 2 games, right? He played against Missouri the other night, and he played against Tennessee, a game they lost. Does Arkansas face off against Charles Bediako when you go to town February 18th in Tuscaloosa? Is he still playing college basketball by then, or is he pulled back out? What do you think?
I think he's still playing by then.
About 3 weeks. Colton, what do you think? Think he's still playing?
There's just no way they're going to get this cleared up in time. Lots of legal, mush and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
There'll be
no
another.
chance.
If they take him off, there'll be another injunction from a judge somewhere. So
apparently, Judge Roberts, the Honorable Judge Roberts, has recused himself from the situation. Apparently, that's
the honorable thing to do. So
I think they've got another Alabama.
He got what he wanted, and that was to get him on the court. So
yeah, I don't. I'm curious what ends up happening with that situation with the NCAA. But he's scored, I think, double digits in both these games and given them near double-digit rebounds. So he's going to be a factor, and another front court player Arkansas is going to have to deal with here in the coming weeks. All right, that's your SEC update here on a Think Tank Thursday. I got something we got to think about here. A question coming up.
Well, let me have you think about some fishing right now. And the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue is what you should take along, particularly if you're going to be on the White River or doing some river fishing, trying to get back out there. Big browns, trophy rainbows being caught with the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue. So if you can get to the White River, and that's on maybe on your agenda of things to do here as we warm up, get that Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue and take it with you. Find it online at lurenet.com or stop by Walmart, Bass Pro Shop, Academy, Dick's, or your favorite local tackle shop and ask for it by name, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
So apparently Kirk Cignetti's headset that he wore during the national championship win over Miami is up for sale. What do you think the price on that is, guys?
I would think hundreds of thousands, not millions.
Bids right now just $4,000.
That's it?
Should we buy it to give to Ryan Silverfield? So hopefully run some of the
$4,000.
Good luck. That's it. Current bid. That's what I said. I saw that and I was like, what? That's it? $4,000? I mean, it
would be
I would think it's going to hike up. Now, I've pulled this story on Tuesday. I haven't seen it updated, so maybe it's been updated since Thursday. But at the time, it was $4,000 on Front Office Sports.
So what should it go for? $50,000?
That's kind of what I thought. I didn't think
it's not $1 million item.
Yeah, but I mean, Cuban might just he said, I'm getting this and throw $1 million at it. But I would think that it's worth more than $4,000 to an Indiana fan.
Do they just sell everything? Is that what you do? You just sell it all the jerseys, all the game balls, everything gets sold? Is that what we're doing now?
I was thinking about that as and I know that he sets the headset down or throws it on the ground and he gets doused in the Gatorade. If I'm a player or coach on that staff, I am framing everything. I'm not selling anything because, there's no guarantee Indiana goes back. Maybe they repeat. Maybe they do get back. But
probably a better chance they won't than they will.
Yeah, so I'm keeping that. Now, maybe to each his own. We were talking about the tickets for Kentucky on Saturdays. There's some that are selling them for $1,500 so they can make up for what they paid for, whether it's a donation or the tickets overall this season. I wouldn't sell those, and I also wouldn't sell any of that apparel either. All right, so you have the $4,000 game-worn headset from Kirk Cignetti, or you can invest that $4,000 in that, or you can invest $4,000 in Sydney Sweeney's lingerie company. What would be the financial move if you're an Indiana? Okay, we always do. We ask chat on these type of things. It's like, hey, should the Morning Rush consider investing?
Only if they want their ratings to look as good as the product. Otherwise, stick to what you know.
Pretty simple answer. So I want you to allocate some money, like we're talking about the funds that are kind of moving around within the Athletics, U of A, and everything else. Allocate some money towards that brand, and then we will see dividends by the end of the year. And then we can have a pizza party after. Doesn't that sound swell?
I mean, that go to the shareholders meeting.
That's a foolproof plan if you ask me. I would think that is. What did you say?
I think we'll see more than dividends.
Yeah.
Speaking of lingerie, it's Valentine's Day coming up. Ty, you can go to hitthatline.com and register now to win a pink, sapphire, and diamond necklace from Swift's Jewelry, gift cards from Cupid's Lingerie, Gregory Jewelers, and Joshua's Fine Jewelry. We've got you covered when it comes to Valentine's Day, Ty. Just go to hitthatline.com.
Yep, and you don't have to pay for your significant other's gift this year if you win. Is that where we're getting at?
Yeah,
that you can win and you don't have to pay. And it's one less thing that you have to pay for this season.
HitThatLine.com.
You brought up something earlier with Uncorked, like it, and obviously most wives and girlfriends want to spend time with their significant other, but the gal pals and the galentines has become such a massive thing in the last 5 years.
A 20 or 30-year-old. It's that generation that's
okay.
doing. I mean, I don't know that it's a huge deal with ladies in their 50s and 60s.
Okay.
But I think for your age group,
for
it's
my
a big deal.
I'll give you an example. So my friends, obviously, I'm not dating anyone or married to anyone, but that is like the gals, like my girlfriends, actually enjoy that more.
Oh, they'd rather hang out with their friends,
girlfriends, or whatever.
But let's
because
be honest,
they know how to celebrate Valentine's Day. They care about it.
But let's be honest. Would you rather hang out with your buddies and watch a game or hit golf balls on a simulator or play golf? What would you really rather do?
It is okay. So I've got a friend's birthday that's in March, and he desperately wants to go to the NCAA tournament for a weekend that falls on his birthday. But he is trying to figure out the kind and proper way to ask his wife and the mother of his 2 beautiful kids that on his birthday he doesn't want to spend it with any of them. He wants to go to an event, which most men, and not just men, ladies are like this too, but I feel like this is more of a quandary and question for men that they have to face. It's a lot of times like you want to get away to an event or whatever, and you want to go with your friends that you've known for 20, 30, 40 years, and you have a hard time. Now, after a certain point of marriage, the wives are happy to get you out of the house. But for my age group, where the marriages are 5 years old, 2 years old, 3 years old, 10 years old, it is a little bit different of a conundrum that they face.
Yeah. So what would you rather do? Lewis Automotive Group hotline open. You can call or text on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline since 1946. No pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now. Which is the least of the headaches? Trying to figure out the perfect combination for your wife or significant other and the perfect evening with the right dinner and, do I do flowers? Do I do jewelry? Do I do both? What do you do? Particularly for someone you've been married to for 5+ years, or, you just go pop a couple brews open with your boys and probably have a whole lot less stress. Which one do you want to take on? Because one's going to create other stress, perhaps, but you're at least going to have maybe the enjoyment of playing around the golf or watching a game or whatever it is.
I am always of the opinion, ask for advice, not to the direct person. Ask the mom, ask the best friend. It's like, hey, this is what I have in mind. Is there anything I need to edit or change? I think the second one that you referred to causes less stress because the idea of game planning, all this, whatever, if you get a group of them together and let them just go flutter and do whatever, that's fine. And more often than not, they're going to be happy and satisfied and then maybe get lucky that night. So that would be how I would set it up. What are you going to do? You got 2 days, boss.
Well, first of all,
it's Saturday, right?
I kind of luck out because my daughter's in a cheer competition that weekend, and they're going to be out of town.
I'm hammered.
So,
I meant 2 weeks, not 2 days.
Yeah.
13th.
Yeah. So and we've been married. It'll be 22 years in March. Been together nearly 25. I mean, it's just another weekend on the calendar 14th. At this point. But I don't have any obligations because she's not going to be here of her own doing. So
man, what a woman.
Yeah. I think that's where she would rather be, honestly.
Troy and Fort Smith, I would rather hang out with my buddies. Why did I choose to spend the rest of my life with a woman? What a text, Troy.
The essence of marriage.
Tell your buddies to celebrate Valentine's Day before a trip. That's Sean texting in. And then Ryan adding.
That's been discussed at my house.
Whatever keeps you out of trouble. I think that's again, you have to know your significant other more than I'm deferring to you two in this. Like, Cole,
my wife hasn't left the house since the weather hit, and she's perfectly happy.
She's
with
happy.
That. I would be
pulling my
near the edge. I mean, I would be crawling on my hands and knees to get out. I mean, I can't do that. I'd be, beyond stir crazy. Beyond stir crazy. If I was, had no way of getting out of the house for a week. And it hasn't bothered her at all. If I told her it's going to be another month.
Opposites attract.
I told her, hey, it's going to be another month for you can get out of the driveway. Okay.
Mitchell said,
"Can you go get me some Coke Zeros?" Yeah, okay.
Mitchell says, I've been married for 12 years. My wife sent me pics of new underwear. She wanted it, and I ordered it. No dinner, no nothing. I will drink beer in the shop, and everything will be just fine.
Perfect.
Another
Congrats,
day.
Mitchell.
Just another day. Congratulations, Mitchell.
Mitchell's got it figured out.
It depends on the significant other. Some want fancy schmancy. Others have toned it down or easier over the years. It just varies. You know,
once you get kids in the mix, it changes.
Yeah, you know what you married into. More often than not.
Yeah, it's why you need to avoid the ladies that have their birthday month.
Life lesson: avoid the ladies. I would agree with
What
that.
do I do? Because my wife's birthday is the direct week after Valentine's Day. It's on the 24th.
Oh, you sandwich them together. You say, "Sweetheart,
No,
this
that's
is
not
all you
acceptable.
get."
I've tried to pull the wool over her eyes and just say, hey, let's do something in the middle, like on the 18th or something.
And she won't go for it?
Yeah, and try and meet right there in the middle. But no, she wants to celebrate both days individually.
Don't blame her. Don't blame her. Hey, one thing you could do for Valentine's this year, book a weekend. Here you go, Colton. Book a weekend at Gaston's White River Resort. And don't tell her, but you can get winter rates right now and save 40% off the lodging. Even if you don't want to fish, we've been to Gaston's. Ty, would that be a cool place to go? Get a cabin, fireplace.
Don't
leave.
leave.
Saunter down to the restaurant for a great meal with a great view.
They'll bring it to you.
Even if you don't do the fishing part, which I think a lot of the ladies enjoy the fishing. Gaston's is the perfect Valentine's weekend getaway. Private cabins. They're not hotel rooms. They got 80 private cabins, houses, lodges on site, many with fireplaces, most with kitchens, and you can do it your own way. But the restaurant's fabulous, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I would do Valentine's Day at Gaston's and get the winter rate right now and save 40% off your lodging. 870-431-5202 is the number. 870-431-5202. Valentine's Day at Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now.
I can't hear you guys. I can't hear.
This is the Morning Rush.
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, everybody. This is Chris George from Joshua's Fine Jewelry in beautiful downtown Russellville. We all work hard to get the job done right, whether it's sports or daily jobs or school. At Joshua's, we understand you work hard for your money, and we work hard every day to give you the best value for your money. Beautiful, well-crafted jewelry, well-thought-out repairs, custom design for that special gift of a lifetime. Come see us at Joshua's Fine Jewelry in beautiful downtown Russellville.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast, free internet to keep me connected to work and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800 or visit inatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
We're hiring some great people. I'm a Kentucky fan. I'm not calling to bash you guys. I'm really not.
I just say what I want to say, and if you don't like it, you can hang up on me.
Hey, guys. Hey, Tommy. How was your weekend?
All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years.
We deserve a voice, and thanks to sports radio like y'all have, that's the only way we can get our message out.
Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition.
Good morning. How y'all today? If you don't mind, I'd like to talk about something, get you guys' opinion.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. The celebration starts now.
Plenty of differing opinions that came out from the Board of Trustees meeting yesterday. Good stuff from Christina Long and Matt Jones and Whole Hog Sports, kind of detailing a few things in there. Any final thoughts on those to sum up?
I think until we see what Chancellor Robinson and what Hunter Yurachek bring back to the board in March, that's what we need. Right now, we just know that the athletic department doesn't have to write a check over to the academic side and to the university for $4.5 million a year. So, or whatever that number, grows and, goes up and down by. So how do you find the other $11 million bucks? That's the interesting part to me. And we don't have all the answers yet.
I think the thing that stood out to me is it wasn't just an opinion of Kevin Crass, but just in general. It's like, all right, you're giving a resolution. You basically have to vote on it. One guy had it. That doesn't.
You're not voting on much yet, though. I mean, do they have to vote again on what Chancellor Robinson and Hunter Yurachek come back with? I don't know. I think there'll be more discussion, on this as with the committees and the different things as we move forward. Hey, the weather's been too much at Oaklawn this week to have live racing this weekend, so live racing canceled tomorrow through Sunday. They'll return on Thursday, February 5th with the Classic Season. You can bet at bet.oaklawn.com, or if you're an iPhone or iPad user, download the Oaklawn Anywhere app. Now, if you're wondering about the $1 Million Southwest Stakes, that's been rescheduled to Friday, February the 6th. So if you're a big horse race fan, you might not have picked up that news yet, but you can do that. New members can sign up and get a $200 bonus. Use the promo code RUSH26. You got some of the great stakes races of the year still coming up. The Smarty Jones Stakes. They've still got the Southwest, as we said, has been rescheduled. You got the Rebel Stakes in March, the Arkansas Derby in March, got the Apple Blossom Handicap and the Oaklawn Handicap still all on the schedule. So download the Oaklawn Anywhere app. Again, use promo code RUSH26 for iPhone and iPad users and get those extra bonuses, a $200 sign-up bonus when you do it now. Android users use that promo code at bet.oaklawn.com and get ready for racing again on Thursday, February 5th at Oaklawn.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on a Think Tank Thursday of the Morning Rush. We appreciate everyone joining us via hitthatline.com or Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. Any of the 4 radio stations you're listening to, plus watching us on X, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Coming up, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, halftime. Big C also in there. So excited about what they have for in store for us here this Thursday midday. For Tommy Kraft and Colton Little, I'm Ty Richardson. Bud Light Morning Rush podcast out momentarily. We're back tomorrow on a Fast Break Friday.
Listen up, crappie anglers. When it comes to crappie fishing, there's only one baby shad. The original baby